what makes you get up every day?
We know what this industry is and how dark it can be. I want to be a light. And that is what keeps me going, because who gonna do it? I should be able to put out an R&B album and then I put out something different sonically, and then you not just put me in a box because that's what I've done before.
With your original music, how do you deal with that?
I mean, I'm an independent artist, so I don't. You could say I'm Willow without the money.
Close your eyes, Phil. And you tell me if it feels like Beyonce's talking to you right now.
Phil, are you gonna fire some people, Phil?
Yo, that's
We sound crazy.
vibes. Welcome to another week of We Sound Crazy. Your boy Phillionaire is in the building.
Claude Kelly in the building.
What's up, Chuck Harmony? I'm in the building.
Bacon for Macon is in the building. What's going on, y'all?
And we are not alone.
We are here with you.
with beauty in the middle.
Yes.
Yeah,
but you need a proper illustrious introduction.
Oh, okay. And then as long as I say in the building afterwards, right? Because I want to feel like one of the guys.
Absolutely.
Okay.
NAACP Image Award nominee, singer-songwriter, actress, comedian. Jade Novah's in the building. Make some noise.
I'm in the building.
There we go.
In the building. The ATL building.
Period.
Officially in the building.
So many plants. I feel like you guys designed this just for me.
It's for your vibe.
Very
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yum,
We are
yum,
happy.
No.
For a lot of us, we're meeting you in an official way for the first time. But it feels like we know each other.
Sure.
Through friends, through associates,
Through
through music.
Through music.
We finished each other's sandwiches. Oh, okay. It's all good.
We tried.
We tried.
But we're happy to have you here.
I'm
We
happy
have so much to talk
here.
about.
So many things. I have so many questions for you guys, too.
Uh-oh.
I do.
We're in the
Are
hot
they
seat
good
this time
questions
as well?
or bad questions?
They're good questions. I mean, you guys are like legendary, doing amazing things. Come on, black men. Rubbing the knees. The podcast way.
This is the podcast
Yeah,
knee rub right here.
That's quintessential.
Okay, so
podcast.
first of all, let me just start. Let me just throw you for a loop. What are you listening to right now?
Oh, right now. What am I? Ooh, Willow.
Willow.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
obsessed with this new project.
Yes.
Did you see the Tiny Desk?
I did see the Tiny Desk.
So good.
It's such a good time. And I was telling Devin, my husband, that, listening to it, and this is no shade, by the way, this is all admiration, but it sounds like when you don't have to worry about anything but the creative. You know what I mean? Like that privilege of being able to just create art for the sake of art and play around and experiment and not worry like, will this get playlisted? Is anybody gonna like it? It's just pure unadulterated passion.
And even though it's easy to write it off as Nepo baby, all that stuff, like when you hear her talk about the music and how passionate she is about her own artistry, she's doing the work.
Yeah, she is.
Like she's charting her own. It's nothing like her parents' music. I mean, I see where there's influence, but she's doing the work. And then when you watch her perform, like, nah, she rehearsed.
Yeah, she taught herself how to play instruments. Like
these lyrics are poetry.
Yes.
I'm with you on that.
I definitely feel like there's a moment happening, whether people realize it or not. Like this album, I feel like is about to take her into the to the legendary stratosphere. Like she's gonna.
That's legendary's big tomorrow.
Yeah, I really feel like she's starting to make a name away from
her family.
So I love it. I just love to sit back and watch it.
I love what it's doing for genres too, because I enjoy watching them try to classify her music on Spotify and stuff. Like, what they gonna do?
She gets labeled as jazz.
They have her as jazz and alt. Because I'm like, is that really a genre? It just means you're not doing what we think you'll do based on you being black. Like, what does alt mean?
Isn't that always the case, though?
Not jazz, though.
Well, jazz, no. But alt, what is alt?
I don't know. I feel like this is the problem with all black musicians is that I know I struggle with, okay, what genre do I put this specific song, this project in? Because it feels so much more limiting for us, right?
Yep.
Clearly, and I'm just going to call it what it is, like, white artists have the gamut of genres, including all the urban spaces when they want to. But then it's definitely a struggle. Like, well, I want to be understood and heard and respected, but it's all in one So if this pushes genre, if this pushes boundaries, then I'm all for it.
I mean, that's just kind of the thing right now with Beyonce. Like a lot of different artists are, especially Black women, Black men, are just pushing that conversation, and it's necessary.
It's necessary.
Yeah, like I should be able to put out an R&B album, and then I put out something different sonically, and then you not just put me in a box because that's what I've done before.
Right, that part.
Because I'm like, I'm just really curious how that's going to show up in awards season.
With your original music, how do you deal with that?
Oh, I mean, I'm an independent artist, so I don't consider. I mean, I guess you could say I'm Willow without the money,
without the Smith,
without, you know what I mean. So I create from passion, but I don't.
It's a different journey for independent artists.
Yes, it is.
I feel like you've always exemplified just the freedom of making music. Like even all the way back, like I go all the way back when you put out the Shades of Jade mixtape.
That's crazy.
Years ago. And I was telling you before we hit record that I remember seeing you at a BMI showcase back in like 2012.
Which was probably my first performance ever.
And
really?
Yeah.
I remember just being in awe because I'm like I had already heard the record, the Shades of Jade mixtape. Was it a mixtape EP?
It was a mixtape. It was on Dat Piff, you know.
Yeah.
Real throwback.
Come on, Dat Piff.
Hey, man.
And I just remember feeling like, oh, she's somebody that like she sings her ass off, but at the same, and she can do the traditional, what you expect Black girls to do, R&B, but she's literally doing like the Jessie J, and then girls just want to have fun. And merging it with I Want to Dance. Like it was amazing to see. And then just to kind of see where you've gone, like even up to this new record. I mean, we'll get into it, but just how you've been so free in what your art is just something I've always been amazed by.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Let's get into it. Where have I been?
Where have I been?
Tell us about
Where
it.
have you been?
Where have I been? Ooh, I've been a lot of places. So Where Have I Been? It's my third album. Not on Dat Piff. I did it, the normal way.
Shout out to Dat
I've evolved. No shade, just the journey.
We've
That's still a thing?
We're not there anymore. But I'm excited about this project because I love telling stories. I mean, y'all are songwriters, so you already know like that's the ultimate form of expression is just telling stories. And so my husband and I, shout out to Devin Johnson, Devin Michael.
In the building, by the way.
In the building. He's right there. Hi. You guys can't see him, but he smiled back. But yeah, he executive produced it, and we love telling stories. So we wrote a story from beginning to end, and then we just created the music around it. We wanted it to feel like an immersive project. Visuals through sound is what we call it, which actually is full circle because Shades of Jade is the closest project, that mixtape you mentioned, to what we wanted to bring back with the storytelling element, like how all the songs flowed into each other, and we had the interludes and the comedy.
Absolutely.
So yeah, this is like going back to sort of my roots of that theatrical offering and combining it with R&B and all those things. And it's a self-love journey. I call it my love language origin story because words of affirmation is my love language, and it's because of what I didn't receive as a kid. Not to get all like, but yeah, my dad wasn't very verbal about love or affirming me in any sort of way. So I would go around looking for it in relationships, but that doesn't really last long because what does that even mean? And then you can manipulate the person by taking advantage of the fact that all they need is to hear things to believe that you're a dope person. And so the journey goes through that, just exploring my different relationships, how I showed up with desiring affirmation, and then ultimately learning how to use words of affirmation to affirm myself. So it's that self-love arc, and it's really unique. We have really cool features on the project. I don't know.
You do.
I just some heavy hitters.
Yeah, I really wanted to do something more non-traditional in that way, and just get people from different spaces, and honestly, spaces that I want to take up because comedy is a big, huge passion of mine.
You're so good at it.
Hey,
good
thanks.
Lord.
I be trying.
No, because here's the thing. Now everyone got a camera. The phone is a camera, so everyone's trying. Not everyone should try.
Okay.
But there are people that truly are gifted and entertaining and funny. Your character work, your voice work, the comedy, it's legit hilarious.
Thank you. That means a lot coming from a guy. It does. I mean, not to sound like sexist against my own people, but I feel like I feel good when I can make a guy laugh.
Now, I'd be funny.
You make us laugh.
I'll be cracking up.
Guys.
I legit crack up. And it's also, people don't understand how brave it is to as an artist, period, as an independent artist and an artist that's doing many facets of entertainment, each one is a brave step to share with the world and to be doing them well.
Thank you.
at a high level is it's very impressive.
Thank you.
What age were you when you discovered that you had just all of these different abilities, like to sing, to act, to make people laugh? Like,
just being the baby of the family.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of y'all can relate to being a baby of the family, but we're crazy. And we just like making people laugh. So yeah, early on, just entertaining my sisters and my family, you know. So
Just cutting up, basically.
Just cutting up, you know, doing anything for a laugh. And then being like, oh, you think that's funny? I'm gonna keep doing it, you know?
Do you come from a musical family?
Ish. Yeah, my dad, he plays instruments and he was in a rock band growing up. And my mom, she just loved Broadway musicals. Like she loved Barbra Streisand and had all of like the classic Broadway on vinyl, you know. So yeah, Julie Andrews, all them singing as white ladies. My mom was really into.
Julie's voice. Julie Andrews' voice.
I'm so grateful that you guys know about Julie Andrews. I be feeling alone sometimes.
Nah, that's a pure gift right there.
You know what I mean?
Her and Barbra Streisand.
Barbra Streisand be singing too.
Come on.
Yeah,
and while we talking about white ladies who can sing, let's just give some for Celine Dion.
Yeah,
This was another one. Can we y'all have like little claps on the side or how does that work? I don't know. Little laugh track. Cool, but yeah.
Nah, Celine, your top, are those your top three?
No. I'm just saying.
White ladies? White voices?
Mayhaps. I can't think of the lady who voices the original Little Mermaid, but she was a vibe too. She changed my life.
The Disney
What's
lady
her
can sing
name? Is it
Someone Google this because we should shout her out because Ariel was singing her ass off too.
Alice?
Not Alice.
Something. Oh, whoever gets it first wins.
Right.
Let's see.
Original Ariel.
Oh, we are taking
I'm
our
typing
turn.
so slow. I feel like A-R.
Jodie Benson.
Jodie Benson.
Okay.
I was
Yeah,
really
she can
off
sing.
with Anne or whatever I just said. But yeah, she changed. I had the Little Mermaid on cassette, not to age myself. But I loved it. Disney was another influence for me. For
Disney's
sure.
a big influence.
Yeah.
The music and just the dreaming aspect.
Yeah.
And do anything you want.
Storytelling.
Favorite Disney movie, real fast. Sorry.
Ooh, it's a toss up between three. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Little Mermaid, Lion King, Aladdin, the originals.
That's that classic run right there.
That like they had that was the moment. It was like the
thing.
golden age of Disney for me.
What's yours, Claude?
Pocahontas.
Of all
Mulan.
time?
Ooh, Mulan.
Little Mermaid, probably. It's so hard. I don't know.
Over Aladdin and Lion King?
Aladdin is not even top 10.
Wow.
Wait, whoa.
Wow.
Am I alone in this like feeling of this?
Lion King feels like you're saying
the
Thriller.
go-to.
It feels like it's just so
It's the
obvious.
go-to.
Also, the original Lion King was weird in the casting. I'm just gonna put it out there. Do y'all know like Matthew Broderick, like the guy from Ferris Bueller, played an African lion?
Really?
What?
Yeah, it was him, and then it was like Jonathan Taylor Thomas, the kid
Yeah,
from
he
Home
played-
Improvement, is playing another black
Jason Weaver.
lion. And then they'll get the black people to voice it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like the
Jason
music
Weaver.
part.
Jason
Right?
Weaver,
It's like you can't actually, even though he's a valid actor, right? He already played Michael Jackson, but they're like, we'll just use you for your gifts, and then we'll have Jonathan Taylor Thomas from Home Improvement play an
That's
African
crazy.
lion.
That would not fly well today.
Nah.
You know what I
that
mean?
wouldn't work.
So the casting was weird.
Agreed.
The casting was weird.
I love the music in The Little Mermaid. I love Mulan.
Mulan has great
great music.
music.
Mulan was good.
It did.
I'm taking away
Donny Osmond.
Donny Osmond on them vocals, and then
Let's get down to be.
I might go vintage. and
Johnny
do like,
Osmond.
Yeah, he's playing that whatever his name is. Yeah,
The guy that sings.
The Chinese man.
I'll make a man out of you. Yeah.
surprise.
Y'all.
Yes. Again, wouldn't fly over well today.
Wow. I had no idea Donny Osmond played the guy.
He still
sang,
performs
though.
that song on his show. I
I
saw a
bet he
clip
does.
literally the other day of him singing that song on his Vegas show. He's like, we're bringing back Mulan, baby. Cue up the band.
His vocal on that just gives me chills for real. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's a star for sure.
Phil, who you got? Disney top 3. Make it count.
I would say Aladdin's in my top 3.
Okay.
I enjoyed Little Mermaid. I respected what it was.
I respected what it was.
Yeah. Let's see another. What would be my third and final Disney? Y'all know I watched a lot of like stuff I shouldn't have watched as a kid. Like, so I was watching like School Days at 7. You know what I mean? Like, so let me think. What was something that like
God.
I was? I literally watched School Days when it came out. I was like, oh, this is my vibe right here.
So you missed all the animated.
I missed a lot of the animated because I was watching shit I ain't had no business watching.
That's fair.
Very
That's
nice.
fair.
But yeah.
We're just
Disney
glad-
presents
we're just-
the
we're just-
school days.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just glad you caught Aladdin.
Yeah,
That's good
I did.
work.
And that was that and Little Mermaid I saw for sure.
Yeah.
Phil, Chuck, you got any?
No, I mean, it's, of course, Lion King and Mulan, but I'm going to add Princess and the Frog.
Well,
Okay,
yeah.
wild
I do remember
card.
that. Yeah.
he produced
Yeah, I did the end credits.
the end
so
credits on
Princess
Princess
and the
and the
Frog
Frog.
is my favorite.
Just a light flex.
That's
you know
a-
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
It wasn't a
Just-
flex. I mean, you said my favorite. I'm in the credits, of course.
He's
I
like,
love it.
I'm just letting y'all know what it is.
So Jay, you talked about your cassette earlier, Little Mermaid. I want to talk about what was your very first cassette that you remember as a child? What song or album was that?
Okay. Well, it would be that because I was pretty much towards the tail end of the cassette era. You know, I'm not trying to age myself or anything, but I would say CD, the first CD I had was probably Ooh on the TLC tip. Something I had no business. That was what, 92?
Yeah.
I didn't know what they were talking about, didn't know what a condom was, you know, but I loved them. I loved their energy. They were like cartoon characters, right? Like they were just
100%.
in the most flattering way, I mean. But yeah, so Ooh on the TLC tip, I remember having that.
Speaking of CDs, have you ever owned a disc changer?
Of course.
Okay, so if you had a disc changer now
Yeah.
in 2024,
Mm-hmm.
what 5 CDs you can pick? CD from today
Oh.
of all time. What 5 CDs would be in your disc changer?
That's a good question, bro.
I'm
Good
so bad
question.
at favorites. I always have to lead with that just in case I say something really stupid. Know that I'm not good at these things. Okay, just right now. Not necessarily of all time, but just
Yeah, just whatever you feel.
What's on your heart?
what's on my heart. Mama's Gun by Erykah Badu will always be present.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I like that.
Words and Sounds, Jill Scott, again,
Mm-hmm.
storytelling.
Mhm.
What we putting in there? I'm gonna put Beyonce's new album on there. I'm gonna put Cowboy Carter on there. I've been
Okay.
really, really enjoying that
Okay.
album.
Nice.
And then we'll throw Willow's ass in there because we already we're gonna throw her in there. One more, Stevie Wonder, Talking Book.
Yeah, I like
That's
your taste.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank
I
you.
like that.
You know what I
I
mean?
like that. I like that. Stevie Wonder needs. We see it all the time. He needs 10 documentaries.
Yes.
I really want to know more about his life. Actually, he just had a
Right.
birthday. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a Taurus.
He's a tourist.
He doesn't want to do one, a doc.
Really?
Everyone's tried to get Stevie to do a doc. He declines every single. I mean, Spielberg even I heard approached him.
Really?
Maybe
Yeah.
I wonder
he just
why.
doesn't see the value.
I can't deal with you right now. I'm done. I'm so done. But
Thank you. No, but I would love to see a film or something about
Yeah,
his
it's-
life.
he's
He's
deserving,
incredible.
yeah.
Yeah.
he's just covered too much culture. As the music and just the culture, there's so much history that's attached to his songs and catalog. At some point, it has to be documented because it's the American songbook.
Yeah.
And I don't really know much about his story.
Right.
Do you?
No.
No.
Yeah, we need that.
Do you feel?
I'm friends with one of his kids, so I know a little bit.
Give us the
Yeah.
tea. What do we need to know?
Right. I tell you,
Will he be offended by my joke?
No, the funny thing is, and he FaceTimes a lot. Like I've been with people, like I've been out to dinner with Kirk Franklin, and his phone will ring, and it's like FaceTime. He's like, "Oh, this is Stevie FaceTiming me," and I'm like, "Stevie J, like, no,
Jay?
Stevie Wonder, not Jay."
Stevie J.
But with video?
Yes, like he's literally like FaceTiming.
And he's looking at
They can't. Okay.
I don't want to take the bait that you're giving me. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
We sound crazy.
Take me for a road trip. Take me for a road trip.
That's Trip from our special guest this week, Jade Novah from the new album Where Have I Been?
Period.
That sounds good.
Do you have a favorite song on the album?
Ooh, Lost in You. Lost in You is my favorite song. We're actually putting out a remix soon. I don't know when this airs to say if this will be like right on time, but yes.
Who's on the remix?
Kevin Ross.
Awesome,
Yes.
Kevin.
Yes, he is one of the most incredible vocalists
He is
of
a
our
great
generation.
vocalist. Super dope.
He
Yeah,
is
yeah.
very amazing, and I'm grateful. It's our second collaboration
Yeah.
together.
Kevin
so.
is a friend of the show and a super dope artist as well.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
So let's talk about your creative process
Yes.
because you are clearly a musician's musician.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you hear a lot. There's a lot going on in that brain,
That's Gemini brain.
that Gemini brain, and you are married to your co-producer, co-writer, teammate,
Executive,
music
director.
Yeah, but that comes with blessings and challenges.
Yeah.
And you're an independent artist. So just talk to me about how it comes about. Like, y'all finish breakfast, you're like, let's go do an album. Like,
wiping your mouth.
Like, you may go do this album real fast. Like, how does it work for you two?
Really, thank God for Devin, because he is very much Aries, very much. I know you're like, what does that even mean? I'm assuming that you know that this means that he's a very like strategic.
Aries, right here.
Aries.
Okay.
April 17th.
And he's the Virgo. You're a Virgo moon, right, boo? Virgo rising. So all of that is this. He's very structured. He likes schedules. He likes that kind of thing. I'm all air and water. I'm just like, oh, whenever it comes
Gemini.
to me, you know what I mean? So he is the one who'll be like, okay, let's sit down and figure out our 5-year plan. What do you want so that we can figure out how to get there? So that's really just been our strategy, is figure out our long-term goals and then how to like chip away at them and what makes sense, you know, and how to roll that out. So that's how we do things. But it is, like you said, it's a challenge and a beautiful thing. But I know that us working together and sharing passions together, it makes us even more close in our relationship, because we know how much hangs in the balance, how much it's important for us to make sure that we're good.
Yeah.
You know?
Is there a song or project or moment where you knew like this is a match made in heaven? Because I've always enjoyed like the chemistry that you all have on record.
Thank you. From the first session that we ever did. Actually, wasn't it at DARP? It wasn't.
He's like, not quite. Not really, not at all.
Dang, it wasn't. Where was that? It was at Tricky Spot. That's right.
Red Zone?
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, it was a writing camp that we were working at, and we just happened to get put in a session together. And it was that first session I was like, oh wow, I have met my creative match. And at the time, I didn't even know he was a producer. I just thought he was a songwriter, because that's all he was there to do. And that's another fun thing about Devin, is that the more you get to know him, the more layers you realize he has. I'm like, oh, so you play every instrument. Okay, got you. I just realized recently that he also knows how to use nunchucks, which was weird.
What?
I'm like, every day I'm finding out something. It's like, who are you?
Don't mess with Jade.
Exactly.
When was the last time someone got your ass kicked with some nunchucks?
I'm like, and how was that something I find out 12 years into a relationship, that you're like, you're
crazy.
Michelangelo? So yeah, he's the guy who, I forgot the question that you.
No, I was just asking about the process.
Yeah. So that's just the process.
And
I feel like you asked me something.
No.
else,
I was
though.
just asking, like, do you remember the moment?
That's what it was. Yes, it was
that
very first session I knew. And then as I discovered more things about him, that's why I mentioned that, is I realized like, okay, there's so many things that we have in common. There's so many ways we can complement each other. We both love telling stories. He was an artist signed to Motown who decided that he really wanted to focus more on production. And I was only writing at the time. I wasn't trying to be an artist. So we were like switching roles and kind of like met up at a perfect time where he's like, yo, you should be an artist. Like, these songs we're creating should be for you. Like, let's figure that out. And so, yeah.
Dope.
Sometimes it takes someone else to let you see what you should be doing. I've been there. This guy over here, like, you should be singing yourself. I'm like, really? Like, yeah.
How long did it take you to make the transition from writer to artist?
A long time.
So wait, you weren't an artist first?
I started out as a songwriter and had no interest.
Okay.
Wasn't even thinking about it. Very much like you said. And we met the same way. Like Def Jam was like, get in the studio, work on Chrisette Michelle. We did the Epiphany album together.
Ooh.
And after that, did years of writing together on everyone else. 10 years of doing stuff, and still never talked about doing a project together. And then we ended up both in New York, and literally, I think at a similar point of frustration with the business, confided in each other. Like, listen, I'm not really feeling what's happening. I might take a left turn and do something different.
Like outside of music?
Yeah,
Y'all were both
we were
there?
both quitting.
What were y'all wanting to do?
I was gonna go to seminary,
and I was gonna go to study world religion at Columbia.
Yeah.
Like, to think that we would have, like, the legacy of Claude Kelly and Chuck Harmony would have been cut off at some
Yeah, I was
point.
done. I was good.
Like, that is
Pastor
crazy
Chuck.
to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pastor
Pastor
Chuck.
Clark.
and it was really about me trying to find just
me
myself,
too.
new
Yep.
things,
Yeah.
new thoughts, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, if this takes me studying or traveling or going to other countries to study, then that will lead to something, right?
I'm so curious what the catalyst was that made y'all be like, okay, this industry is fucked.
For me, it was just the repetition of the calls I was getting. Like, you do a song like Pretty Girl Rock, and then everybody want a Pretty Girl Rock. And that's annoying for a creative person, because I want to do not Pretty Girl Rock, I want to do rock. You know what I'm saying? I want to do jazz, I want to do classical, I want to do ballets. And so I just felt like, if this is what the industry is going to offer me, I'm out.
Yeah, same thing. And a lot of disrespect. Music industry is very disrespectful to creative people.
So rude.
Yeah.
So rude. When deep down we know that there is no industry without creative people.
Correct.
Their ideas, their songs, their performances.
Yeah.
But it was a lot. And I will say that disrespect from other creative people as well. So there's that part where like you feel like I'm working really hard and not even a thank you. The check is a whole other thing, but just thank you. Hey, let's do this again. Hey, we made millions of dollars together. Let's maybe try again.
And you're speaking artist-songwriter dynamic, right? Yeah,
absolutely.
Because it's so personal. You're sharing, you're venting.
Therapy.
It is literally therapy.
And so I think a lot of people go through that point where you're like, okay, how many times can I feel like I'm getting slapped in the face? And then you have to reevaluate why you're doing it.
Correct.
And the why is what kind of brought me back, is that you start to realize once you kind of undo all the industry stuff, the billboardy things and the chart and the numbers, and you're like, okay, but this is about me getting to people.
Yep.
Me, the ministry of it, for lack of a better word. No matter what your religion is, there's a ministry of music that's connecting. And once that happened, which is what Louis York was us saying, okay, let's just go in the studio and do some songs without rules. Who cares if it's for the radio? Who cares if anyone hears it? To claw ourselves out of this dark place.
You willowed it.
I kind of willowed. We willowed ourselves. but in the process, we're not thinking about the business. You kind of look at that person out the corner of your eye, like, is this music dope? Like, are we having fun again? And it was the fun that was addicting all over again.
I love it.
And that got us to Nashville and led to literally the next chapter of who I am, which is, I think, in a lot of ways much better than the first person that was doing this.
I have for the three of you.
Oh Lord.
What keeps, because we all know how crazy this business is.
Oh, yeah, it's insanity.
It is.
What keeps you all going even in the midst of just all the bullshit? Like, what makes you get up every day and just say, you know what, I'm still gonna go to this session, I'm still gonna write this record, I'm gonna still put this album out, even though, these streaming services ain't, they really don't know the damn taste, shit like that.
Ladies first.
Oh,
Yes,
I was
ladies first.
I thought we were gonna rock, paper, scissors, but that's really changing my idea of what I thought success was supposed to look like, and finding peace in my journey, and realizing like I was able to buy a home from doing music full time. I'm able to do music full time. What a blessing, you know? Yes, and just letting go of those expectations and really just falling in love with the journey has helped me. Plus, I understand, we know what this industry is and how dark it can be, and how impactful music is. It is a mantra. We're singing it all over and over and over again. It is like embedding the minds of children when it comes to relationships, how we move. Like, it creates pop culture, And so I understand the importance of being able to create the balance in what I put out. There's so much darkness. I want to be a light. And that is what keeps me going, because if, who gonna do it? We gotta promote Black love. We have to promote therapy and healing and accountability and so it's the love, it's the passion, it's the message, and just letting go of expectation.
Floyd?
A lot of what Jade said is very similar. I think I had to reevaluate what success meant to me.
Come on.
And for me, it was a different boat, because I think a lot of people who know what I've done see, like, oh, you're successful, you're good, like, you have nothing to complain about, which is also a trap. Because then you don't feel like you're allowed to complain, because everyone sees you as, you should be so grateful. You work with these people. Yeah. And so I had to reevaluate what success was, and success is actually a day of doing what I love.
Come on.
That's it.
That's exactly right.
That's because most people don't have that blessing. And then everything else is just the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
And the other part is that I realized that being a musician and being rich and famous is a brand new invention.
Speak on it.
And so we're literally killing ourselves over this, like as if they have to be together.
Wow.
But the music business is barely 100 years old. So the idea of being number one is even less old than that. And most people don't even know how successful they are.
Yeah.
Bob Marley has no clue how impactful his music was. Beethoven has no clue how impactful his music was, or that it's being played in America by Black folk 100 years. Who knows what his impact was? So you have to just do it because you love it and trust that it'll reach the people it reaches even after you're gone. And that makes it a lot more easy to deal with the bullshit because there's a lot of BS. And then you got to keep your circle small.
Yeah, got to keep that circle small.
I'm so glad you said that because I think there is a misconception about success in our industry that it has to look like one way. Like you said, that idea of superstar is a newer concept.
Very new.
And I don't even believe it ever had anything to do with talent. No. I think that when you think about the history of superstars, they're using people who can be influential. And who's more influential than someone who can do something that the average person can't do? Which is why over time we're seeing the diluting of our gifts of music, because it's like, oh, well, do I want to have to worry about someone who's actually talented, who has an opinion, or, you know, because it's really not about this. I'm really just appeasing you because I just need you to sell stuff.
Exactly.
So now I can just get somebody who could just stay like this. I'm going to stay like this. Fine. I'm going to rhyme all the time. And, you know, and it's like, cool. Of course I want this opportunity because I'm an empty vessel. And there's no shade to that because there's also a gift in being a canvas, you know?
Absolutely.
But I'm just saying for the powers that be who understand the impact of using celebrities to sell their products, they really don't want to have to deal with talented people.
And if you're talented and you live by that, you will crash and burn because the fame side will always disappoint you.
Oh, yes. That is not a guarantee. No. It's not about the talent. Please understand that.
Chuck?
Harsh reality.
I guess it's me staying honest when it comes to music. And by that, I mean that as long as the music still moves me, I'm going to continue to do it. If it don't, then I got to let it go because I love music that much. Like if I'm in the studio sucking, it's not going to hit Spotify. It's not going to hit Apple.
It's not coming out.
Because I love music too much. I am a fan of music. And so as a creator, I just made the decision to stay honest about it. My gift, like as long as it's flourishing, as long as I can feel it, as long as it's moving me, then I'm gonna continue to do it.
I want to know from Phil because you've been in. I've literally seen Phil damn near have to flip over tables just to get, you know, rightfully get shit
Aries,
done.
right? You said you're a fire sign. Right.
Like, what keeps you going? Because I mean, Phil is, you know, but I know there are times where it's just like, you know what, this is some fuck shit. Mm-hmm. Like, what keeps you getting up every day, continuing to try to, you know, push the envelope in this business?
Yeah, Phil.
A lot. I mean, I love music at the core. Yeah. Even though I'm an executive, I produce TV and film as well. It's still about the music, the art to me, and how to make sure that creatives are getting the best out of the situation, whether it's a label partnership, whether it's a publishing deal, whether like I'm always thinking about how to protect the creatives, as you've witnessed. And so that's just who I am by design. So my thing is, how do I protect but also celebrate and perpetuate the art and just help them? And some people take this as a bad word, but it's not. Help them exploit their art and monetize. And really, because again, the creative, every label, every publisher, you wouldn't exist without the artists, the songwriters, the producers. You just wouldn't. So I've always put that at the forefront, and a lot of my friends are, you know, artists, songwriters, producers, but it's just like, that's what motivates me. How do I help? How do I help thinking about 100 years from now when we're all gone on to glory, you know what I mean? How do we just, you know, leave that lasting footprint, that insignia, that's what motivates me every single day. So sometimes I gotta get a little
rowdy.
But it's all for the greater good, though. Because when I feel like people don't understand or respect, it's like, oh, it's just another record on the release schedule. It's just, no, it's not. This is someone's really, their heart, their art. They spend hours in the studio writing, mixing, like just the whole, and just for you, and you've been in meetings where people are like, oh, just come there with a half-ass marketing plan. And I'm like, and I'm the one that's like, I'm the wrong one for that. I'm not.
Because it's someone's life.
Yeah, it is. Literally.
It's someone, and what you have to understand is how musicians live. Like, they're sitting down and waiting for your call. Waiting for the clearance of the check, waiting for the permission to do this. And so if y'all bullshit at the office, like there's someone's whole, sometimes their self-esteem, their finances, it's all, the family at home looking at them like they're crazy, like, are you really gonna do this and make it? Like that's all on their shoulders. And so if you're not taking it seriously as Phil is, then
that's why I've had to fire many people over the years.
Firing Phil.
You gotta do that sometimes.
You do. I mean, just because if you're not taking it as serious or going to match the efforts and the heart and just the work ethic as the artists and who are our partners, we can't do it without them. They can do it without us. You can go to another label down the street, release it yourself, but to me, just have some respect. And Timon has witnessed some people that have started with me, and I had to say thank you for your services.
Has it been hard as an independent artist because the thing about that is that you're wearing many hats.
Oh my God, all the hats.
So you got to flip the table. You got to heal the people. You got to bring them together. So how is it balancing all those different aspects of the business?
It's a lot. Again, grateful for Devin because he wears some of the hats with me. But honestly, it's given me a lot of insight into how the industry works. And being able to navigate it this way has shown me things that I think even some of my major label peers like aren't aware of. Like because we've had to do things. I mean, even publishing your own music and the process of everything that you have to do, they don't make it easy.
They do not make it easy.
We have a company, it's called Let There Be Art. And so all my albums we've released through our label, but we're also creating an independent artist collective where we're empowering other independent artists to kind of help them have the tools, because we've done it. We've been doing it for 12 years, you know, at a high level, independently. And, you know, I think the biggest deterrent for some creatives is that when they want to explore something independently, it's overwhelming.
Very overwhelming.
It's overwhelming. And then it's like easier to just go into a major label situation because it's already like built in. So you just kind of have to insert your art. But then, you know, on the other side, like you said, you're waiting around on labels sometimes. And if you want the freedom of being able to express yourself, the independent journey is obviously the better way, but it's harder. So all the things, all the tools, all the tricks, all the hats that we've had to wear and everything we've done thus far, we're just kind of creating a very streamlined blueprint to help empower artists so that they have that kind of 9 to 5, you know what I mean? Like just being able to just go right in there and just do what they have to do and focus on the creative. So
you're ahead of the curve. You're ahead of the curve on that.
I love that. Jade, I'd love to offline with you and Devin about how can I add some information or insight as well. That's incredible.
I would love that. Devin actually has a podcast as well, like about this. It's called Let There Be Art. So would love to have you on with your expertise. I mean, all of you really just doing it independently, doing it in the major way, working for, like, all of these things are going to help serve where the industry is shifting ultimately, because we know what works, what don't work. You know, it's important to have those kind of conversations. And
we're independent, so
period.
So people don't. I think people know our past work and don't realize that we're doing this all on our own. But I think about how all the time, like, being an independent artist has really informed how I'm as a business person, because now I was a songwriter that had that perspective. I'm like, well, and that has its own series of frustrations in politics, but you don't understand where the label's coming from. You don't understand where the artist is coming from. You don't understand where the publisher's coming from. Then you become an artist. I'm like, oh, now I see why they're pissed off. Now I see why I got that energy from that artist that day when they came in the way they came in, and I see what they meant. So I think that what you're doing is ahead of the curve, because it's actually encouraging not just new artists, but also veterans. Because remember, the business has still changed. So that red carpet and all those gazillions of dollars are not there for anybody. So you have to learn how to be kind of a multitasker. And seeing you do it all these years, and also adapt to social media and video content, and a lot of the stuff you do with incorporating your comedy and acting into it is, I think has been probably more than you realize, been really influential in how artists since that have handled their business.
Wow.
I mean, you never see the impact while you're in it.
We never do.
You're in it, but I see it from the outside, and even with like your character work, which I always wonder when I see it. I'm like, I wonder if Beyonce's gonna call and cuss her out. I wonder if Toni Braxton's pissed right now. Is Erica mad? Like, have you gotten any calls from?
You know what? It's been all. I will wait with the Stevie Wonder one and make sure that he's good about that. Right. But all of the ladies have been so supportive. Like Toni Braxton, she's posted it. Erica Badu's posted it, and then for not Cowboy Carter,
Renaissance,
the Renaissance, the film. Parkwood, her label reached out and had me do like a Beyonce bit that they put on.
Wow.
So, and she had to approve it. So I'm like, okay, she better approve it today. She like it. She laughing.
So right now, Beyonce's watching me do her, and that's awkward. Like.
And she's like, oh, I love it so much. Yay. Go Jade. So look, that was the ultimate. I'm like, cool.
Oh, man.
I'm happy. So I've never gotten any negative, no, because it's always in a good light.
Yeah,
it's always in good humor. I'm not saying nothing crazy. So.
When you first did Beyonce, did you know like people are gonna crack up when they hear this?
Because it's so spot on.
Oh man, no, because I was just doing it just to be goofy. Again, like the baby thing. I do British accents like the Spice Girls. Like it was not even Beyonce exclusive. I just like doing it.
Okay, hold on. Let me try something because Phil knows Beyonce.
She watches the show.
Okay, close your eyes, Phil. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Say something to Phil, and you tell me if it feels like Beyonce's talking to you right now.
Phil. Are you gonna fire some people, Phil?
Yo, that's just big.
That's crazy.
Oh man, that's so good.
Crazy.
It's
But
kind
I
of crazy.
think vocalists, like that's what we do with singers, you know. And
He can imitate a lot of people.
Not like that though.
do somebody.
No.
Put him on.
No.
Who you got?
No, there's a difference. Here's the
You can do Luther?
No, I cannot. I cannot. Listen, let me show you the difference.
Okay.
I can embody people's inflections to demo records.
And see, that's where it came from for me too.
Right. Like,
Yes.
if I'm writing a Tony song, I know exactly where the melody and where things should fall to make it a Tony song. But there's limitations to these vocals that you don't have. Like you really sound alike.
Yeah.
I used to reference the shit out of vocals for people. They're like, "Oh, we need a Tony reference." I got you.
Right. That's how I got gigs. Was like I would demo my songs and I would do it. First, I'd be scared. Like I hope they're not gonna be offended. But it works for them to hear themselves on record. So you become a chameleon.
Which is now why AI is so powerful
Do you
for
love it or
writers.
hate
I would
it?
imagine. I don't hate it. I'm nervous about how that is going to affect jobs and creativity and those sorts of things. But I think even from an independent artist in the hats we were talking about, it helps alleviate some of the things. You know, like it makes our work easy. It makes us more efficient. We're able to focus more on creative. So it can be a tool. It is a tool. You know, I just think when you use it to do creepy shit is when we're gonna have some problems.
And by the way, they're gonna use it for creepy shit.
I mean, fair enough.
They already doing it.
Yeah, they're already doing some creepy
How you know, Chuck?
Hey.
He's like, I'm not even really here right now.
What you talking about? I am AI.
We sound crazy.
It's a growl.
Not you getting me, Phil.
Shout out to Makiba.
Shout out to Makiba Riddick.
Angie and Queen B.
That bridge
Swizzy.
is crazy to me.
And the range. That's
You
high.
understand what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, I'm just gonna be right here. I'm gonna sit right here.
Soprano B is not to be fucked
Not
with.
to be fucked with.
Soprano B.
Soprano B is not to be messed with.
B.
We did a gig in LA, a corporate gig a couple weeks ago, and we did Love on Top. I didn't sing Love on Top. We had a guest vocalist do it.
Make me sweat.
And the way that song modulates and goes up.
Oh yeah.
That's insane. Her range is crazy.
Is crazy.
What are we talking about?
I don't understand when people online say that Beyonce can't sing. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I'm going to tell you where that came from. I'm going to tell you where that bullshit came from.
Pisses me off.
It's because of Dreamgirls. That's what I think it was.
Because of the whole
because
character of Dina Jones?
Because the character of her being Dina Jones, but she still sound like Beyonce. And then you have Jennifer Hudson, and that was like the role of them saying, this person, she's like, but she doesn't sing like me, you know? Like,
interesting.
That was the whole thing. And then I think that's where that conversation started. But I'm like, you guys couldn't be more wrong.
I kind of agree with you because no one said it Destiny's
prior
Child time.
to, exactly.
And then all of a sudden it's like, people are like, well, she's not in the top of it. I'm like, she's in every top of everything. What are we talking about?
Clearly, I think it was that film and that conversation around like maybe just being a method actor. I guess people just really taking it to heart. Like, I guess Beyonce's Dina.
Love that movie.
Yeah,
I don't never get tired of it.
Great. I watch that movie every flight. If I'm gonna
never get tired of it.
You know what I mean? It's amazing.
Yeah, I don't trust anyone that says anything negative about Beyonce's talent.
They're not
it's
to
just
be
stupid.
trusted.
Like, you're stupid.
Because what's wrong with you? Like, you really,
stupid.
like, how could you say?
Yeah.
It's too thorough of a talent for you to have some negative to say.
There's just no way. And so versatile.
Right.
That's, like, her and Usher, the most versatile vocalists of our time. Just, they can sing anything.
I also believe,
and sell it.
I also believe that when Beyonce went solo, which is obviously the Dangerously in Love album, there's not enough credit to how much she literally fucked the game up.
She
like,
shifted the game.
Not every, but almost every female artist after that was chasing it.
Yes.
The performance style, the dancers, the videos,
bodysuits.
the bodysuits, even the up-tempos. Because a lot of people are trying up-tempos that shouldn't be trying up-tempos because of songs like Get Me Bodied. And
Such as who? An example?
Not that shouldn't be.
I will say this. I will say I've had many sessions where I've had to talk people off the ledge of chasing single ladies or Get Me Bodies.
Definitely single ladies.
Oh my
God.
You're talking about.
I feel like I know who you're talking about, actually.
No, I'm talking about almost everyone that you see us have hits with. I'm talking about Tasia, Lettuce, all the rest of them. Like, I'm not saying everyone loves Beyonce, but then there's this thing of like, well, like Chuck said about the burnout of, well, just give us the same thing you did last time. But us giving you Get Me Bodied is not saying that you can't vocally sing it, but is it true to you right now at this moment?
Yeah.
And I think she was so aggressive in the high level of her talent, which is what you're supposed to fuck the game up.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do that. But a lot of people never recovered.
Yeah, no, she changed the game for sure.
And just to think the label told her she didn't have any hits on that first record.
And the press said that she wasn't even a star on that first record.
That's crazy.
Lies from
Do
the
those
pits of
people
hell.
still have jobs?
No.
Probably not. Phil fired them.
We sound crazy.
I just wanna get lost in you. Feel the energy is healing. I find myself getting lost in you.
Lost in You from our special guest this week, Jade
Phil
Novah.
Faye.
I love that. That's your favorite?
That's my favorite. I think so.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
That's beautiful.
I think we should play a game of Keep or Kill.
I like it.
Oh, okay.
Let's do it.
What's that? Because I failed the bridge one.
Keep or kill is basically like
This or that.
this or that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? So honest answers only. We'll throw them at
That's
you.
all I'm going to give.
I like that. Let's start with Whitney or Mariah.
Whitney. We're
Keep-
keeping
keeping-
Whitney.
keeping
Yes,
Whitney.
we're keeping her.
Never say never or full moon.
Maniac. What? Oh, that's not fair. I have to do
You
that.
have
And
to,
I
you
literally was so cocky about that.
She's like, I'm gonna be honest on how to be.
I'm going to keep full moon.
Okay.
I'm going to keep full moon. Yeah, that changed me.
Okay.
That changed me. And it got me through a breakup. I was 16, crying my eyes out. Yeah, thanks, Brandy.
Boys to Men or Jodeci?
Boys to Men, easy.
Singing live or studio singing?
Singing live.
Off the Wall or Thriller?
Off the Wall, easy for me.
I knew I liked you for
Off the Wall.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's
That's
called
that's
taste.
my favorite Michael Jackson album, actually. That's easy.
I agree.
Really?
Well, it's not
I
my-
usually get so
It's
much
not-
pushback.
It's not
with
my
that.
favorite. Bad
that's
is my
fair.
Bad is my favorite.
Okay.
But
I mean,
everyone wants you to say Thriller,
they do.
right? And I'm bad off the wall than Thriller.
Off the Wall is
Yeah.
great.
It's a great album.
It's classic.
Badu or Jill Scott?
Jill Badu.
Jill Scadu.
Erica Scott. I can't do that. Oh my gosh. Dang, man. I can't. Do I have to? Can I skip that one? Can I get like a phone a friend? We were talking about adding a friend. Yeah, like what would you do? We'll push this one to you.
Don't do that to me.
Jill Scott or Erykah Badu?
That's so hard.
Erica Scott. Just stick with Erica Scott.
Yeah, just Erica Scott. That's the
Erica
only
Scott.
right answer.
That's really hard.
That's
yeah,
hard.
we can't do that. We can't do that one.
All right. Toni Braxton or Anita Baker?
Toni Braxton for me. And I get that Anita Baker crawled so Toni could fly, but I grew up on Toni.
On Toni.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Bruno Mars or Usher?
Usher. Easy.
She got a little mad at you about
Okay.
it.
Well, no, Bruno. I mean, that's valid. Bruno's definitely like a genre shifting, talented, incredible writer. But yeah, Usher for the culture.
I'm trying to stump her. I'm thinking of a good one.
Yeah.
TLC or SWV?
Ooh, I mean, that's difficult because SWV gave us vocals,
Right.
Like in a way that
Right.
taught me how to do runs when I was a kid.
right.
But TLC, like just the whole, their whole image and just how disruptive they were. It's like, that's difficult to pick. But if we're going just off of music, I would have to go with, oh God, I don't even know, shit. Because Crazy, Sexy, Cool was crazy.
Crazy.
And sexy and
And
cool.
cool, you know, we can't be put in a
Those things,
box.
those things.
I would say I'm probably, I don't know. I don't know. Because SWV's music like changed some stuff for me.
TRL or 106 in Park?
Oh, 106 in Park.
Okay.
Period. But shout out to Lala though.
Definitely an MTV
Shout out to
VJ.
Lala.
Yeah.
100%.
And Ananda Lewis and Bill
And
Bellamy.
Ananda Lewis and Phil Bellamy.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like your answers are honest.
Yeah.
So you can't be mad at that.
So Beyonce or Beyonce? No, I'm kidding. People kill the dish and
Beyonce
Jade
or
Novah.
Sasha Fierce. Thank you.
I want to take a moment. I feel like on We Sound Crazy, we talk with a lot of artists that are, we talked to a lot of legends actually, but I love talking to artists that are literally hands in the mud right now doing it because there's so many people that watch our show that are also in the process of figuring it out.
Yeah.
So I want to give you the floor just to give some advice to aspiring artists. Like, what are the things you would want people to know that maybe you didn't know?
That's a great question. Understanding the business. I think that's a really important thing. And you were even speaking to like how things are shifting so quickly, like with social media. And I know so many of my peers who are like, I don't want to have to do a TikTok and I don't want to have to do it this. And, you know, I just want to make the music. Then, you know, I guess the best advice is, what do you want out of this? Ask yourself that question and live with whatever that true answer is. You know, if you want it to be successful, if you want to reach a certain milestone, then you're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to grind it out because even before social media, there were things that you might not love to do, but they're a byproduct of what you ultimately want to do. And so, yeah, asking that question, I think, will help you learn how to really navigate what you're trying to do.
Because that's a struggle for a lot of artists. That's social media, the self-marketing.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, what are you gonna do? You're just be yourself. I think that's when you overthink things too, is that you feel like stuff has to be. I think it's probably easier now because, I mean, imagine when Michael Jackson was making Thriller. I want like these goons and these like, what the heck? Like he's doing
No one's ever seen it before.
You know what I mean? Like there's so much pressure, but now it's just, I could make a video right now and maybe go viral if I say the right thing and be myself, you know? Like I think it's a little less pressure.
That's interesting. Good perspective.
Yeah, good perspective.
So you said you got to ask yourself, what do you want out of this? Like when you ask yourself that, like for the next 5 or 10 years or 20 years, or however long, what do you want out of it?
I want to help shift the collective consciousness, and not to get all like Jill Badu on you guys, but I do. I think, like I was speaking to earlier, just the narratives in music and around relationships, around love, around healing, around so many different things. It's just so much toxicity. And so I want to help heal through my music, through my art, through my comedy, through my stories, through TV, film. Those are things that I want to get into as well. So yeah, I want to help inspire curiosity in everything, in everything. Really, like just ask more questions and stop just accepting things as they are, even the industry, you know, but ask the why of things so that you can figure out your solution to things. So.
That's good.
That's good.
Wow.
Thanks, guys.
You better teach on this platform.
No, you guys
damn
got my throat chakra's real open right now. I'm like, I feel safe here.
Feel safe. No, I think that's valuable for people because there is so much confusion to this business, and I think that's on purpose.
Oh, absolutely.
So anytime that people can tune into We Sound Crazy and see someone that they love like you, who I think they're probably, I don't want to say envious, but like the end result always looks easy.
I mean, envy is a beautiful thing, though. Envy can be, because envy is you looking at something and it's stirring something in you because you know you need to do something more. It depends on how you transmute that feeling, because it can be a beautiful thing.
That's true.
Because that's pushed me sometimes. It's like, ooh, I want that. Okay, what I got to do to get it? That's the difference, is if you just wallow in it or if you allow it to inspire you.
I feel the same way about competition. I feel like
it's healthy.
I feel like there's this cool thing now to be like, no, we're all in it together. I get that. I get it. But historically, iron sharpens iron. And you have to see something, and like, we don't really understand how much the Michael Jackson Prince thing made them both amazing.
Come on.
Yeah, for sure.
And I loved it.
I mean, that's the reason why rap beefs are the top. There's a part of that we loved. It makes you want to go in there and get some of that aggression out too, which makes you a better artist. So envy and competition, I think, are healthy.
Yep, I agree, 100%. Yeah, that's true. And even with the hip hop beef, like you're saying, it almost pushes you to actually have to tap into the origin, to the root, to the gift of it, because now people are judging you. And there's honestly not enough of that in our industry. That's like the only time where music feels like sports.
And I love that.
And if it felt more like that all the time, then we would be able to push music back to the talent being the forefront if we were holding each other accountable, like a Beyond, like what they're doing with Verses, honestly. Like that was a really
legends
cool.
And the way they were cutthroat. Like the whole mentality was like, if you give me the mic, I'm gonna rip this stage.
You understand what I'm saying?
I don't care if I'm opening or closing. It don't matter. Like my 10, 15 minutes, my night, whatever my set is to be a stage killer.
Yep.
And then the people who are standing side of stage, whoever that is, are like, oh, I gotta step this up. And that makes you better.
It does.
And then the audience enjoys it more. So I think hearing it from you really helps people, because we are kumbaya, but we're also Eye of the Tiger.
Come on.
We gotta have the Eye of the Tiger.
We sound crazy. The Esther Roll
Award.
I can feel him moving, moving, moving. I can feel him moving, 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 moving on the altar of my heart. Every now and then.
The Lord is my shepherd.
It's about that time.
It's about that time. So Jade,
Look what happens. What's happening here? Getting nervous.
this is the celebration part.
Okay.
This is a segment we call the Esther Roll Black Excellence Award. The song you just heard is performed by Esther Roll of Good Time and Other Things fame.
Yes.
But she had a gospel album called The Garden of My Mind. That's from a gospel album.
Did not know that. And I was looking like, is that Esther Roll? I didn't want to be rude.
It's Esther.
That was Esther. Okay.
It's Esther. But that's the reason for the award, is that there's so much in our industry that doesn't get flowers. There's so many artists, songwriters, producers, whatever. I mean, just people that we know that, man, I wish that we celebrated them more. So we created this little award ceremony to nominate and then give an honor to one person that we think deserves it. We'll all vote. We'll all nominate someone, and then we'll vote. You're part of the committee now.
I love it. I love it. Okay, cool.
So, with that being said, it's time for the Irby Esther Roll Black Excellence Award. I'm gonna open the floor for everyone nominate someone. Who y'all got this week?
And what are the criteria again?
It's literally just someone that you think has been under-celebrated, unsung, and deserves a highlight for their genius, their legendary output.
All right. Okay. Or in the making. Do they have to be? I'm being so specific right now.
I feel like they have to
have done some
So
stuff.
not newer people.
If you think they're worthy.
Then no. So we want more legendaries, like unsung-ish.
People that you're like, why are we celebrating this person?
Okay, I got you. I'm gonna think.
Go ahead, someone start.
I'll start it off.
Go ahead.
I'll start it off with we were listening to Never Say Never. Started off with Keith Crouch. I never hear his name when we talking about great ass producers.
Yeah.
I never hear the name Keith Crouch.
And that first Brandy album is something else.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something else.
So I mean, all of y'all know that I think we all watch A Different World just ad nauseum. Like it's just something we do.
have.
Diane Carroll.
I love Diane Carroll.
Love me some Diane Carroll. Lord.
She's been gone. Has it been a decade yet? It's been a while. And I just feel like, her leaving here, it just kind of, people just kind of glossed over it, unfortunately. I mean, and just for her to be one of the first Black woman to have her own TV series with Julia back in the day. And then, Dynasty, and she had albums out back in the day. And then, of course, we know her from A Different World playing, Whitley Gilbert's mom. Just, I mean, and she was so beautiful, and just all of the stuff that she was able to she helped break down a lot of barriers for Black folks. So I'm going with Diane Carroll this week.
That's a really good
That's a great one.
That's a good one.
My nomination this week is a Renaissance woman, writer, producer. She directs as well. Issa Rae.
Issa Rae Fisher.
Is that an inside?
No.
I don't know where the Fisher came from. Is that like Lisa Fisher and Issa? Okay, just a kind of that. I am going to nominate someone I've nominated before, but I feel like y'all keep playing.
Oh.
Regina Bell.
Okay. Show me.
I listened to that on the plane today.
Y'all tripping, man.
Show me.
I love
I love Regina Bell.
I don't know if I'm familiar.
You are.
Okay, give me hip.
Give me some.
Baby coming
like it was. Is the way
Or
and Disney. What does Disney?
Disney.
The
Whole
beauty.
World.
Yeah.
Baby, come to me.
Yeah.
Dun,
That's the one.
I feel very old right now.
You growing and sexy, bro. You growing and sexy over there.
I was like,
you from the sadness
Y'all,
in your eyes.
I'm gonna have to do some homework.
Just put on
like, I'm
Regina
not
Bell.
well, if you don't know Regina, this is your opportunity to use the
Gina.
Googles.
Come on.
Look up Gina. Gina Bell.
Gina Bell.
And who do you have?
Oh, y'all, Lola Falana.
Ooh.
Can we just take a moment? Because there
That's a
would
good
be
one.
no me. There would be no there would be no Issa. There would be no multi-hyphenate
That's a
Black
good
women
thing.
who can do
That is-
funny.
yeah.
She was first of all, she had a sketch show, a comedy
Yes,
show back in the
yeah.
day with like Muhammad Ali. She was among Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Like she was the it girl. She was one of the first artists to have a Vegas residency, and she made the most, not as a woman, not as a Black person, the most money at her residency at that time. As a Black
Teach
woman
us.
doing comedy, dancing,
Teach
singing,
us.
School us.
a multi-hyphenate. Like she was the Barbara Streisand for us. So when we talk about Barbara, why don't we talk about Lola Falana, who is still very much alive?
Yeah.
And that's another person's story that I would love to like.
That's amazing.
How
That's an
do we
amazing
not
story.
know? She's epic, a model,
Yeah.
beautiful,
We definitely,
funny.
we definitely just got schooled. All y'all talking about we should nominate Ice Spice and all this shallow shit. When Lola's sitting here waiting for her flowers.
Come on.
All right, this is a good.
So just to recap, we got Issa Rae, Keith Crouch, Diane Carroll, Regina Bell, and Lola Falana.
Okay.
So we can vote as many times as you want.
Yeah, you can raise your hand as many times.
And if we hit a tie, we'll do the tiebreaker. So let's start it off. Issa Rae.
Why you look at me for?
Y'all some haters.
And no, I'm gonna explain. Issa Rae is doing amazing things, but I think that she gets her flowers. I thought this was more of like people who aren't getting their just due.
I don't feel
and
like she gets her just due.
I think she
she
got
does.
a HBO show. She had multiple HBO shows. She's been given multi-million
record
dollar
label.
deals. She has a label. She has radio. She has a podcast company, like, right? And then she just started another company. Like, they greenlight her shit, rightfully so. But I don't think that, I wouldn't say that she hasn't received her flowers. We love Issa.
We love Issa.
Do
don't
we
get me
not?
wrong.
Like,
Issa, I clearly
No, of
love
course.
You know what I mean? Like, we
She's
love
She's
her.
really good in American fiction, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So good.
That was
And
a
she
good
did
one.
the voiceover in Spider-Man. Me and my son were just watching it. I'm like, she was the Black Barbie. Like
Loan us some
Issa's
money.
out here.
She totally debunked
I know, like
your nomination.
She is rightfully so, though. She's earned it.
Okay.
She is one of the ones who was actually gifted and deserves the flowers
Yes,
that she
yeah,
is
agreed.
being given.
All right, so there was 1 vote for Issa.
1 vote for Issa. Keith Crouch.
Yeah. Man, it's a tough crowd here today. Oh,
I'm gonna
I'll
go.
say
Yes, you said he produced all of the
first album.
then,
Yeah.
we can do
All right,
that.
4 for Keith.
Diane Carroll.
Yeah, I'll give him that. Oh,
That's 5 out of 5.
Okay.
Regina Bell.
I'm surprised I got 2. No, it's all good. It's all good.
Lola Falana.
Come on, y'all. We can't.
That's a
even-
tie.
We can't.
So it's a tie between Lola Falana and Diane Carroll.
Which makes sense.
Yeah,
They're
that
of the
makes sense.
same.
Yeah.
But this is good
Same
because they're from the same era of epicness.
mhm.
So this to break the tie, you can only vote once.
Okay.
So you got to pick this time.
I just feel, this is just me, they are 2 iconic individuals that I feel like we should give it to both.
Yeah.
I feel weird saying yes to Lola or no to
And not- yeah,
Diane.
yeah,
That
right,
just
right.
feels
That's
weird.
true.
They
That's true.
both
I-
are so deserving and have done
They
so much
are.
for culture.
Mhm.
Along
second
with Issa Rae.
No, I just like the way you hipped us to
Yeah,
the
yeah, I really
reasons
did.
why. For,
I mean,
for
Lola
Falana.
is that woman, and she is still here.
Still
Why
here.
aren't we asking
That
her
part.
questions?
That
Come
is-
on the podcast, Lola.
That is a crazy.
Yeah.
It is.
Why? Hello.
And she was
Where are the
funny, too.
flowers?
She was beautiful.
Mhm.
She
Gorgeous, funny.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's scary. It's scary that how many people like that are alive and we don't realize.
Yeah.
I was talking about that with Willie Mays. Like, he's alive. I didn't realize that Willie Mays, the baseball player, is alive.
Mm.
Aaron Neville
Yeah.
Yes.
from the 50s, from early like,
Man.
60s, early. But anyway,
Congratulations to both Lola Falana and Diane Carroll. You are
Queens.
the winners this week of Yes to Roll Black Excellence Award.
deserved.
Queens.
Deserved. Deserved. All right, so can you make a promise that you'll come back and chat with us next time?
I'm coming back.
Because I like this rapport. I like that you challenge us and
Yes.
school us.
Yes.
We need that.
We haven't
need
been
that.
schooled in a
We haven't
while.
been schooled in a
Come
while.
on.
So
All right.
please come back.
I would love to.
Please always share music with us. Please come back and sing for us and all the things. You know what we haven't done on We Sound Crazy that we'd love to do with someone that's as good on the fly as you? Just an official We Sound Crazy live performance.
Oh, let's do it.
I would love for you to come and just bless us with a song.
Mm-hmm. I would love that.
Let's figure that out.
I do have a question, though.
Okay.
Are you guys spring water or purified?
What's in that bottle?
What's in the bottle?
Ike.
You guys are
Deer Park, ain't
spring?
it? Whatever Deer Park is.
Awesome. Okay,
Ain't that
that's
Deer
good.
Park?
You guys are quality water.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
Then I'll take a couple home.
before we go, though, let's pick your brain one more time.
Sure.
We always ask our special guests to choose the song we go out with in the episode. It can be anything that just feels like it just caps off this conversation. I'll give you 2 seconds to think while we thank our sponsors at home.
Oh, okay, cool.
Make sure you follow us on all platforms at We Sound Crazy and WeSoundCrazy.com.
And shout out to our partners, Visit Music City. Thank you so much for holding us down.
And Jade, tell everybody where they can follow you, support you, love on you.
Oh, you can find me at Jade Novah, JadeNovah, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, or maybe Jade Novah official some places. But either way, once you type in Jade Novah, it'll be there.
The bottom line is there's a lot of dope music, but there's new music out right
Oh
now.
yes, new music.
So support. Independent artists need all the love, just like all the major artists need all the love.
Mhm.
All right, you ready for your big moment? What's the
Yes.
song?
You know what? I'm just gonna do a shameless plug. I'm gonna do "Where Have I Been" by Jade Novah.
I'm not mad at
I love
that.
that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because where have we all been
You know what I mean?
without Jade Novah in our
Oh,
lives?
I didn't know where you were going with that.
You see what I'm saying?
I like it.
That's
Yeah.
what we do. That's what we
That's
do
it.
here. Until next time, y'all.
Thank you, Jade Nova.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Till next time, y'all.
guys.
We Sound Crazy. We out of here.
Have